Hi Leo, I hope you guys are doing great today. So I'm doing a second deep love read this month, because we have the sun entering Libra, which is the relationship sign, on September 22nd. It's the autumn equinox, and I just feel like that, in conjunction with a lot of the other energies that are going on and upcoming energies like the Mercury retrograde that's going to be happening in Scorpio, relationships is sort of on the precipice of something. It's like a very interesting energy that I've been dealing with, right? With all the signs. It's just like this entering this new door, turning the page, whatever metaphor you want to use. There's a newness that's not here yet, but it's like brimming. Whether you're single, whether you're in a long-term marriage, whether you're just in a relationship for a bit, maybe you're even in a space of separation, it's this feeling like something is going to be coming, right? And you guys have the sun, the Libra sun is going to be heavily illuminating your third house of communication. So I just feel like this, in conjunction, it's going to be like leading into, it's going to be sort of dropping over into Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. I'm not even going to get into that now. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but that's going to be such a profound Mercury retrograde. It's going to be bananas for us, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's going to be very transformative. It really is. There's so many, I haven't seen the sky like this, I think ever. But your third house of communication, it's going to be either you reaching out to people, somebody reaching out to you, but I see you doing a lot of the reaching out, Leo, a lot of communicating, getting to the nuts and bolts of something, right? And also, remember, third house is, the landlord is Gemini, and Gemini is the student. It's not only about communication, Gemini is the student. So it's communicating on about maybe what needs to be learned, what new approach needs to be had as far as relationship. So I'm going to be pulling Wisdom of the Oracle. Let me just cut the deck for a crowning message. Haven't done this in a while. Change up the readings a bit every now and then, right? Okay, let's see what we have for our Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus friends. Clean it up, clean it up. I like this energy. This is getting to the core of a situation. Free from burden. Cleaning up the house, metaphorically speaking of metaphors, right? Now, if you're single, this is about you getting really closely in touch with why are you single, and looking at patterns maybe in past relationships that you've caught yourself in, and things that you just don't want to keep repeating, right? Because as is the saying, and as I always like to say, if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got, right? And so if you want something to be different, you need to get in touch with, what do you allow to happen that ends up creating situations in relationships. Just getting to know really yourself here and understanding your own stuff. Now, those of you who are either not in communication right now, right? But somebody's very heavily on, in your energy field, or if you're in relationship right now, there's stuff going on. There's stuff going on, right? I know, right? So this is time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. You know what I mean? Sweep away the old stuff so that, new energy could come in. This is a great time to do inventory of the dynamic that you guys have together. Your relationship dynamic. Really sit down and say, okay, who's doing what, who's showing up how, and really getting in touch with what's your stuff, what's their stuff, and who's projecting what onto somebody else. We all have luggage, guys. We all do. Hate to say it. I always say the sanest we are is when we're rolled out of the maternity room, right? But we still have stuff on our soul from where we just came from. It's okay, right? But this is what I see happening. Really see through what you brought with you and let go of what's no longer needed, right? Because once you become encumbered by this, whether you're single and you're realizing these things about yourself, or whether you're in relationship and you're trying to figure out what just doesn't work anymore and getting rid of it, it's such a healthy energy. I really, really like this for you. And I like it having Libra, the house of Venus rules Libra. The glyph of the scales, it's about fairness. So I like this with all of the sun shining on the house of communication, because I feel like it's a good energy for you guys to be having the conversation. before Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury is going to be going into Scorpio, though, on the 27th. So I'd have to say, I think like the last couple of days of September are fantastic for you guys to be doing some talking. Mercury doesn't particularly love Scorpio, but that's okay, because it's about really needing to dig out what's underneath and do it while we can be active about it. All right. Let's pull some cards. I'm going to pull 2 for each position, okay? So we have, this is where you're coming from. This is where you're at during this time period, right? So this would probably be more for now. I think I'm doing this on the 13th. I did not even look at the calendar today. Okay. All right, and then future. Okay. Don't worry, we're going to be pulling more cards. A lot of the readings are, this is the thing, whatever you think is going to happen isn't. All right, so let's just go like with that as an opener. So yeah, coming into this energy, we have the Devil and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Devil energy, this could have anything to do with like addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust, any kind of imbalance. This doesn't have to be you, Leo. This can be you, but it doesn't have to be you. This could be an energy that you're dealing with. But this is definitely playing a role in things. And then now we have the Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles is just somebody who's very resourceful, somebody who really wants to be very domestic, somebody who is very fertile or wishes to have a child. So some of you may be dealing with an energy where, the idea of children is a conversation, but maybe somebody's not fully on board. They don't know. Maybe you're not even fully sure how you feel about this. It could be that. But remember, when we're talking about relationship readings, pentacle can mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So where, you're in a space or they're in a space of feeling very resourceful as far as how they're feeling connected to people. So if you're single, I feel like this would resonate with you the most, where you may be experiencing a sense of imbalance in your life right now. You could certainly be feeling that if you have nobody in your energy field, you haven't been with anybody for a while, and you're recognizing that that is just not a balanced way to live. So you're getting very sort of creative and resourceful with how you end up reaching out to people. So, maybe online, right? But we have the Libra sun shining on that 3rd house of communication, which does rule communication via the internet, the communication part, not the technology. That's Uranus. Okay, so, and then we have the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups in the reverse. So 3 of Cups in reverse indicates gossip, too much partying. I don't know, Leo, you partying a lot? You might be partying. But this could also indicate not feeling very supported in something as well, or being concerned that somebody that you're associating with is too much of a flirt. They're too irresponsible as far as showing up in the relationship. They don't give you the support that you need. It could resonate a couple of different ways. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles, which I always consider this in a way like a bereavement energy, where it's like, it's a lack mentality, right? It's a poverty mentality. Maybe you're not feeling well as well, Leo. This really can be, this is usually like maybe you're feeling a bit ill or under the weather. Your health is not the best, but this could be more based in worry and the fact that you feel this sense of isolation away from people, and it's just adversely affecting you. For some of you, this can even indicate financial loss, having to do with relationships. So if you guys, maybe you're concerned about that, you're in a space of worrying about money. If you end a relationship, if you end a marriage, some of you may be in a situation where it's kind of on the other end of the spectrum, where if you're single, you're afraid to get into a relationship because you don't have money, or you have just enough for yourself, and you feel like you just don't have enough to actually, bring that to fruition. Now, some of you, because we did get the Devil energy, is the money issue because maybe you're spending too much money on the wrong things. That could be as well. It's going to resonate with each of you differently, as I said. But, getting in touch with that, though, getting in touch with wherever the imbalance is, I'm really looking at that right now, Leo, really looking at that. Now we have the situation right now, we have the Two of Wands reverse and the King of Wands reverse. So the Two of Wands reverse is plans falling apart, right? I mean, thinking that something was going to go a certain way and it ended up not working out that way, because it's a Mars and Aries energy, right? So Mars and Aries is all about a fresh path and a new perspective, and things just not going quite the way that you wanted them to go, right? And then we have the King of Wands, which indicates like a bully situation. Now, Leo, this can also indicate some sort of sexual problems that you may be experiencing, or that your partner may be experiencing, and there's nothing to be ashamed of with that. It's only an issue if someone doesn't want to admit that and they don't want to get the help, right? Because that's indicating like a weakness in that area. For others of you, this is just going to come off as just not being ready yet. So especially if you're single, you may really want to be with somebody, but you're not quite ready yet. You're still looking at your stuff, you're still cleaning up your backyard, and you might not feel 100% ready yet. You want to be with somebody, but you're not 100% ready. So some of you might be like partying, drinking, doing whatever, and you may be in the space of not really focusing on relationship. Or Leo, you could be dealing with an energy that's like this. Okay, and then we have the Hangman, which is all about pressing the pause button with the Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles right away when in relationship reads always tells me somebody's being very self-protective. And somebody is very concerned about long-term security, long-term safety, right, within the relationship. This is something that is of concern. So because it's a concern, you're going to protect yourself a little bit, right? You're not going to give away the farm right away. And you're also going to be in the space of trying to figure stuff out, because the Hangman, first, besides pressing the pause button, is about wisdom, right? And it's about self-sacrifice and getting a different perspective on things. Really trying to figure out, trying to gain some clarity. And what's difficult here is the clarity is not always there. And that's the tough part, because the Hangman is a Neptune energy, right? Neptune rules Pisces, that 12th house energy. That's the hardest house to feel grounded in. It is the most spiritual house. It's where we formulate our dreams and all of that. It's a very giving energy, but when it comes to trying to be clear on things, it's a tough energy to feel clear on. So just to be on the safe side, you may find yourself in an energy where you're protecting yourself because you don't know. You don't know everything. You're not sure of what this path is going to be happening, because you're functioning here with disappointment, but at the same time, this desire to move forward. Some of you are going to be wanting to move forward with the very energy that you feel disappointed over. Others of you are going to be in a space of finally accepting that something is over and figuring out how to move forward as your best self without that energy, right? It's going to be something different for each of you. The challenges here. So the challenge, okay, is the world. So, this is the world is completing a goal or a lesson, right? So being a challenge just tells me that you're sensing that there's some sort of lesson that's unfinished. You're sensing that there's a delay in something. You're sensing this right now. It's a great end. It's the most positive card in the deck. But this is your challenge right now, is understanding the lesson that needs to be learned here, right? And then we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is somebody who's very fast talking, first of all, but this indicates a lifestyle change, Leo. So maybe you need to change your lifestyle. If you are struggling with any kind of addiction, or if you're struggling with anything that's not serving you the best, it's time for a lifestyle change. Because once you change your lifestyle and you address whatever it is that needs addressing, this is what's available to you. But it's almost like it's scary. You are worthy and you are worth it. And you guys know that. You guys are Leos, right? You guys are the Lions. You know that. But obviously, it depends what else you have in your chart. You're not all Leo. You're not 100% Leo. No one's 100% anything, right? That just happens to be one room in your house, so to speak. Or maybe a couple more, depending on how much Leo you have in your chart. And then we have the Queen of Cups and the Sun. All right, I love these two together, I have to tell you, because the Queen of Cups is a Gemini and Cancer energy. Gemini is about communication. Cancer is about what you need to feel grounded, rooted, secure, right? Cancer is that fourth house of home, safety, security, what you need. It's a sharing of emotions about these things, is having that communication. And then we have it with the Sun. The Sun's beautiful. It's about material happiness and just success and an amazing outcome. But this is in your challenge. So you may be having a hard time right now, Leo, talking about what it is that you really need to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel all of those things. And it may be because, give yourself a break, because of all the retrograde energies. Again, Chiron retrograde, the wounded healer, having us look at stuff from our past and why we do what we do. We have Uranus retrograde, still retrograde in Taurus, which we're like, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You know, we have Mars retrograde in Aries, which is Aries Aries hangs out in everybody's first house. Everyone. First house of self. Regardless of wherever else you have these energies, you always have Aries hanging out with Mars in your first house. And that's the house of self. So, but in its retrograde. So we're all trying to figure out these different elements of ourselves. We're all in this space. The outcome, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, the Seven of Swords in reverse is making amends, is the best way to just identify it in a nutshell. Getting caught doing something. There could be some kind of punishment involved here, and whatever that means to you, but there's making amends is the most important element about this as the outcome. And we have the Five of Swords in reverse, which means a fair fight and peace after trouble. This is another getting caught card. Somebody's getting caught doing something. Or coming clean. Coming clean about something is how I'm resonating with it more. Coming clean, getting caught. You know what, I'll just say them both because they kind of mean the same, but they don't mean the same. Getting caught could be more of an ominous thing, right? It seems like somebody's definitely coming clean, though, about something. And let's see what more information we can find here. So we have the Judgment energy in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So the Six of Pentacles in reverse is debt, one-sided charity, somebody really, really selfish, struggling, having a serious, serious struggle. And then we have the Judgment energy in reverse, which is about denial and an error in judgment and fearing change. So I have to tell you very strongly, what I'm getting is this is what the conversations are going to be about. The conversation is going to be about having to do with money and or connection. And somebody could just come in clean and saying, I am so incredibly concerned about this. You know, it could come out a couple of different ways, Leo. Maybe you or your partner, maybe you guys come from a space of lack. Maybe you didn't have money once upon a time. Maybe you've been struggling with money. Maybe money is an issue right now. Or it's just simply the connection. And it's not something that the person wants. I hope that makes sense. Because there's denial here. There's an admittance to having an error in judgment. There's a fearing of change, though. The fearing of change is very real here. So you may be fearing that. You may be fearing change. You may be feeling all of these things, or you're dealing with an energy that's experiencing this. But, you know, one thing I could tell you is I feel like there's going to be communication here, and I hope it's healthy. I hope it's healthy communication, because the energy supports things like going actually really, really beautifully. I do see. So let's pull some oracles with some clarifiers, okay? First one, you are my red thread. Leo. I believe in the red thread energy. The red thread, for those of you that don't know, I subscribe to the red thread story, mythology, belief system, energy, whatever you want to call it, over twin flame. And the red thread, the way the red thread goes is when we're born, we each have a red thread wrapped around our ankle, and one side is tied to our ankle and the other side of the thread is tied to someone else. And that would be our red thread. And through our journey in life, we search for our red thread without even realizing it. And often our red thread is not somebody who we would think we'd be with. You know, it's kind of like a very karma kind of thing, but where it's different from a soulmate. Because soulmates could be in our life for a season, 2 seasons, 20 seasons, 30 seasons, right? And they're there to teach us lessons, right? So the red thread is that. It's our soulmate there to teach us lessons, but we figure out and learn the lessons together in this lifetime. And then we stay together in this lifetime. So it really is a beautiful, beautiful energy. It's of the Asian tradition, so for those of you interested in looking it up, I definitely recommend it. My shaman introduced it to me many, many, many years ago when I was in massage school. Conflict is a necessary step in the growth process. Be patient, this will pass. Yeah, it's kind of illogical and unhealthy if there's any kind of discord, and there isn't. Sometimes there has to be some air clearing. It's not having the resolution that's not healthy. You show me a stability and security I have never known. I do feel a sense of like lack here, and somebody just feeling very insecure and very vulnerable. I don't feel like this is not a bad person at all. This is somebody who's either you or them feeling this sense of lack in some area here. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happy. You know, I'm getting a lot of energy, Leo, about that. Some of you guys, right? The lifestyle change came out. We did get the devil. It doesn't mean that you're an alcoholic or a drug addict. It doesn't mean that. It's wherever the imbalance is. It does seem like you're going to be making some changes in your life and making some really good choices. And it's going to end up positively impacting the relationship. Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation. Beautiful. Solidarity, power. Yeah. Boat. Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Closure issues. So let's pull a couple cards on that. Can I have a couple of cards? I'm going to pull 4 cards, Spirit, please. 2 for the Sword and Rose and 2 for the Boat. Clarification. Six of Swords energy, and we have the 6 of Wands, and we have the 6 of Cups, and we have all these beautiful colors, and we have the Lovers. Okay, so Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation. What's going on? All right, look at this. We have the 6 of 2 sixes, right? We have the 6 of Swords, which is about moving away from toxicity. Some sort of clarity and truth is coming to light. So moving away from the toxicity, whether it's the way somebody was acting, the way you were acting, the way they were acting, the toxicity could just be the whole relationship. Although I'm not feeling that. I'm really not. I feel like there was some sort of imbalance that needed addressing, and that's the toxicity, right? But there is this absolute necessary transition that's happening. Now, some of you may actually literally be relocating or literally be moving houses. You can be. Then we have the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands energy is about victory, right? It's about recognition, good news coming in, some sort of good news coming in, getting a really positive message. And then we have the 6 of Cups. And this is like reconciliation energy. This is about feeling very nostalgic for somebody. This is a reunion energy as well. This is a Sun in Scorpio. So this transformation is happening, right? Scorpio's ruled by Pluto. It's about transformation. It's about you having everything that you need already in your energy. So there's this hearkening back to the past. So this could be a relationship that you were in once upon a time that you're going to be reconnecting with, or someone that you knew a long time ago, or maybe, but just from your past. Maybe you worked with them, you're just friends with them, but they're going to be coming back into your life in a different way. This could also indicate meeting somebody that you swear you've known before, that you have a shared, sort of like you guys are cut from the same cloth kind of thing, and you're like, I swear I know this person before. And now we have the Choice card, the big Choice card. Lovers, Gemini energy. You might be dealing with the Gemini energy. But this is about partnership. It's about deep love. It's about a choice. And it's about strengthening the relationship together. So for some of you, you may be leaving an unhealthy energy, getting contact by somebody that you were with, and you guys having a new start. That I just want to say straight up. Others of you, that you're going to know who you are. If you guys have been in it long and strong together and all of that, and you guys are just in a weird situation, that whatever was toxic here, maybe somebody's nursing some sort of addiction, like I mentioned, or whatever sort of imbalance, but that being called to light and that being discussed and that being very successful for you guys. And the Six of Cups energy, when I'm reading it like this, can be remembering back in the day when things were beautiful in your relationship, and looking at old pictures and getting back in touch with the earlier, more innocent part of the relationship and making the decision to really work things out, and remembering in the Six of Cups energy why you guys fell in love in the first place. I'm going to tell you, I got the same energy for the Aries or Taurus. So if you're dealing with an Aries or Taurus sun, moon, I'm you know what, I don't remember. Well, you guys would know, right? If you end up going back to check your other signs, if you're either of those signs. But yeah, there's a turning of the page. Progressing, you're progressing forward. You're closing off a chapter of your life here. You don't want to be in this part of your life anymore. It hasn't served you, Leo. So you're making a decision with a different approach. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Yeah? Yeah, that's what it's all about. They're worried about money. Money's important. We need money, but it's not all about money. I know people say that, but like I feel like, especially these days, people don't really understand that. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple of Whispers of Love, and then we'll throw some Master Dice and cards. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you so you will always consider them. What a beautiful energy. I haven't gotten this in a really long time. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you so you will always consider them. Beautiful. Back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. Oh, that's such a Six of Cups energy. Ooh, who's getting back with somebody? Back to what you love. Back to what you love. Reevaluating your desires. The North Node. Leo. Ninth house. Okay. Interesting. We have the ninth house, which has to do with belief system. Sagittarius is the landlord, ruled by Jupiter. And this is all about, your belief system. What you say, I know this to be true. This is what I want, need, and desire. This is, this is my belief system. This is what I need. And you want to be careful of the ego here, right? Because we also have Leo here, and you guys know that is part of your shadow sign. Let's just call it. I mean, you guys have the big heart, and you have so much fun, and you have so many amazing, amazing qualities. But we do have to understand. I always look at the light and the dark, because we're always a combination of the two. So you just want to be careful of this. But what I like is, Leo, you guys are that fifth house of fun, romance. It's the house of sex. It's the house of, creativity, what we do with our partner on a Monday through Sunday kind of thing. And you guys are learning new things. You're learning a new approach. There's no question. There's no question. We got the North Node. The North Node right now currently is in Gemini. Gemini is the third house of communication. Where is the Libra sun? In the third house. There's no question. You guys are going to be communicating. You guys are going to be learning new ways of approaching relationship. So I have to tell you, I like this for you. I don't think this is at all going to be an easy energy. I see some of you doing a significant amount of growth during this time, or you're dealing with a partner who is doing that, and that always requires a level of empathy and patience, of course. If everybody is just really honest as we go along here, I think it's going to be really, really beautiful for you. So that is what I have for you, Deep Love Read for the end of September. I hope this was helpful in some way, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.